Now I am actually going to turn on a light because it's actually getting a little bit late in the day. That's an interesting brightness off in the corner for me. Word up, sunshines! I'm back once again with Chiloe, and we are actually in Orgrimmar. I was wrong last time. Turns out I wanted to go and get that tabard after all. We're not going straight to Silverpine Forest. There I am, ready to get my beefy discount on any mounts that I get, and I am actually going to do a random instance. So the only ones we have available, because we're still level 15, is Dead Mines and Ragefire Chasm. And being honest, a shorter one today, Ragefire Chasm, would be lovely. But let's jump in straight away. Now we are at about 6 o'clock UK time, which means a lot of people are not long off work. Hopefully this is actually a shorter than 10-minute queue at the moment. But we will faff about, try and get to level 16 perhaps, and that elusive fear I mentioned last time, and we can get a bit of a more interesting group as a result, but hopefully it's not so terrible that I need to use fear. So, 1 second actually. So, as I cut out a cough, we'll just mess around in Orgrimmar at the moment, trying to get some professions quests done. We have nothing to disenchant, I believe, so we will just saunter around like this. I'm very much looking forward to hitting level 20 just to get normal mounts. I can have a less annoying noise when I bunny hop, as is my way, and I'll be able to just walk across that water. It's going to be great. Okay, I don't even know what we're doing. We are going to steal stuff from the Dark Spear and then head out to the west of Orgrimmar. It's a very easy pair of quests, but a bit of trekking around. So I'm very much looking forward to getting stuck into an actual instance, because it's very easy just to run around, dot things up, and they fall over before I do a full rotation these days. There might be a few cuts after all, because I am still suffering from the tail end of a cold that's been with me for about a week and a half, sorry, 2.5 weeks. And it's meant that at first I had a pretty terrible fever and still had to go into work. But that quickly stalled somehow. But that very quickly went away, but it's the cold cough that I've been left with. And it feels like there's been something caught in the back of my throat for that's very slowly, when the coughing happens, has been moving up over the course of about a fortnight. So at the moment it feels like I've got this tiny little thing stuck just behind the dangly bit in your mouth. It's not pleasant, and it kind of feels like it's like jabbing into the back of it. But that's why you're here, to find out about the back of my throat. Take that how you will. So yes, this is another one of those ones that's feeling a little bit strange, because this quest was made in the Cataclysm days when Garrosh was in charge, and we've had 2 war chiefs since. So stealing from trolls feels a bit strange, I'll be honest with you. And again, maybe that's the sort of thing that will get updated in Battle for Azeroth with the professions squish, especially when they're moving things here, there and everywhere, and there's more than likely going to update chunks of the old world, if you could still call it that, the vanilla continents anyway. If they're going to be updating those, right? Let's just take this out. That's easy enough. Again, picking up any old thing here. Yeah, if they're going to be updating the vanilla continents, then maybe that's one of the things they'll update. I'd quite like that to be the case. It's high time they did. It's a bit of a shame as well about some of these quests. With the scaling world, one of the things that had already been scaling was the daily quests for fishing and cooking. You will get a scaling amount of experience anyway, and you seem to get less of a percentage now. It used to be you could be about level 30 odd. I remember that on my monk, which did have its experience buff, but you could get a level out of doing those two quests, but not so anymore. Water's not too shallow. So yeah, this is a slow one, especially when you're at lower skill levels. There we go, that solves that issue. A light flashing out the corner of my eye. Quite honestly, the draw, as I'd been mentioning before, for actually skilling up in crafting, it can be very hit and miss in these types of games. I always want to get into it, but something like fishing is very excuse me. Excuse me. Something like fishing is very slow. I did that far too early. It's a very slow thing, especially when it can take about 15 seconds to fish up something. A bit of RNG in the mix there. So yeah, we're about the 15-second mark now. That did it. And when you reach higher skill points, it takes more fish, so it starts taking and it's better than it used to be, because it used to be random. It used to be, well, you have a chance now of fishing up, of getting a skill point when you fish something up. Now it's set, so it's much better than it used to be, but it'll go from needing 1 fish per skill point to 2 to 3 to 4. I think it might take 7 or 8 once you're at a higher point, and when you're going for the fishing artifact, that's the point that it takes forever in the day. So I'd love it. I have the urge to go for it. I think it would be really nice to have, and a good symbol of kind of perseverance. But I don't want to persevere that much. And simple things can make all the difference. Something like how Guild Wars 2 does it, where if you want to craft a lot of the same item, it starts taking less and less time each cast. So instead of it taking 5-10 minutes to craft a few hundred, it starts getting faster and faster to the point where it's less than 1/10 of a second per craft, and that's so much better. It means that the time investment when you're really pushing it is so much less, and that's where I tend to enjoy it most, is when I can knuckle down for a wee bit and really go for it. So it does. Oh, it does look like. I think, yeah, I'm going to reach the level mark before I get papped in a group. I am still not matched up with anyone, despite how close I am to the timer. There it is. That took a moment. There we go, and I've got fear as well. That's nice. So, not the most ideal place for it, but in fact, yeah, in fact, fear there. That's a bit better. I kind of have like a specific setup that I usually try and go for every class these days. So there's still some 110s that don't have this setup, but I'll rework them. Where the big buffs go just above all of my most important spells. Over here is my interrupt, but I don't have one yet. So that actually comes in. I suppose Banish is going to be the best bet for that. Shadow Bite. What's Shadow Bite? What's at home? See, that's at level 2. Ah, Fell Hunter. Okay. And then Potent Afflictions. Yeah, that's quite nice. Okay, dokie. Well, I suppose I should start picking what to do next. What is Thunder Down Under? That's at home. So we're nearly at Children's Week. I'll just say that. We're nearly at Children's Week. That's what I've been looking for a long time. Ever since I made my rogue, I will get the matron title. That will mean that for anyone who's ever seen, and this is a bit niche, there's the UK hospital drama called Casualty, and for a limited amount of time, a year or two, they made a spin-off called Casualty 1900s. This was set in about 1910, let's call it, round about 1910, in the London hospital, which is literally its name for those who don't know. And it was set in various different departments, showing progress in medicine during that era. And the matron, the head of the hospital, was a woman. I might blank her first name. Sorry, I think it was Eva, Matron Lucas. And that is what I called my outlaw rogue, Lucas. So I was correct, Eva Lucas. She. So that means that I'll be able to get the full title, and I will most likely consider her done until BFA. There's a lot of characters that I more or less consider done, even though they aren't like fully equipped with like the best gear you can get before Mythic Plus. It's been Argus and a bit of looking for a group for Argus, basically just Agrimar and Argus. So I'm not going to take everyone to that extent. I'm thinking it's about 9-3 something. I can actually tell you exactly. No, I can't just yet. Ragefire Chasm. We're going to Ragefire Chasm. It's about 9:30. Let's call it that. Nowhere near that for everyone else, but what I've achieved so far is fine, really. That's fine. Okay. Now, we are actually waiting for someone. I'm not sure who though. Oh, the healer. Oh. Well, the healer's back. And one more, it's the paladins here. Okay. So, as we go through this dungeon, there we go, Houndmaster. Let's just drain him. Screw it. Ooh. Yep. So, yeah, as I say, as we go through, it'll be very curious to see what's like on the boss. Because that's the point where all of my soul shards can get thrown straight on him. There we go. Now, how many was that again? It was 5. This is the point where, yeah, everything starts stacking right up. And then we'll probably fall off again because I am pushing it too far, I guess. Tried to use them all. But, you know, that's fine. Also, you regain a ridiculous amount of mana doing that. Suspicious rock. Mm-hmm. There you go. This is the one. Let's try and topple quicker. So the other issue that I've got is that in the previous boss, I let Agony fall off, and you don't want Agony to fall off. You want Agony to be reapplied because the stacks of it will not come away. And somebody did bad driving outside. Oh, no, you can stay nearby. Oh. So the tank doesn't have this one, so let's bring it down. So people are annoyed at each other outside, it's quite amusing. / very annoying. I am streaming here. Wow, okay. Pretty easy. I mean, top of the damage meters doesn't really mean too much, but at this point, especially when I have so much in the way of heirlooms. Can you? It's fine. Looks like we are going to engage these without a tank. Yeah, we are in combat. There, that's fine. No, unstable affliction doesn't last very long. That's only stacking up to 6. Interesting. And again, I've not been paying attention, but yeah, I might well have been picking up some naff stuff. Oof. And there we go. That's another level. And I've unlocked Wailing Caverns and Shadowfang Keep. That's not bad at all. You know what? Yeah. Oh, Hellstorm. Now, is that separate from? Yeah. Now, when do I get that? Is that so well? Yeah. Oh hum. actually, putting that on the bars is also good. Shoulders are useless. Okie doke, let's teleport out. I'm not in combat. So who is in combat? Nobody. Nobody's in combat. Here we are. I'd have the wee crots where if I was in combat. Training sword. It's a stick. So basically, yes, we're looking for a tank. See, that's quite interesting. I'm wondering, is that comparison? Just one am I looking for? Encounter details. Well, that's not what I'm after. I want for DPS. It's like an overall thing. Okay, but can I teleport out yet? Oh. In combat. I'm not in combat. There we go. Because other people were in combat, even though they teleported out. More dry horse there. Bro. Okay. Oh no, oh no.
I need to target something first.
I nearly went back to Brill. But before I do, quite close. There it is. Much as I like the hood, it's a little bit boring right now. To have so many casters over so many years where you can't see the hood. That's better. Was Pistol even there? For like any of that? That's what I'm wondering. Okay, let's just have. So I am off to Silverpine Forest. This is probably the best place just for experience, and that'll get me in a good position to go through the other zones, because I've got this one out the way, got the levels to give me more options. I'll have my own mounts so that even if I'm going somewhere where it's not in the 10 to 20 range, which would give me the benefit of things more closely packed because I wouldn't have had a mount normally, I'll at least be able to walk across water or something, and that will make it far easier to get around. And that's really what I'm after, is at least a quicker bit of an experience. Now, I am... How far through this recording are we? Recording wise, it's not going to tell me. Can I see? Half an hour. So we're half an hour in. Minimal edits, just cutting out some coughing. And that, I'm not sure what that symbol is. Oh well, maybe it's a talent. It's just assuming I'll pick specific ones. Nope, doesn't seem to match up. I'll find out. Here we go. Something easy. The tank's the one who rejected that. I may call it, in terms of that group at least. That'd be alright. Okay. Starting to think, even though I've only just hit level 15, starting to think about level 30 stuff. So, you deal 15 increased damage to targets afflicted by your unstable affliction, which sounds like a strong choice. Absolute corruption is now permanent, which may be better just because it's less to think about. Especially when leveling, it's just less going on in a fight. It also does more damage. Don't need to worry about PvP. Empowered Life Tap increases the damage dealt by 10% for 20 seconds, which is a nice boost. It's a nice boost to your DPS. But meh. Right, I'm going to let that RP just play out. Take me a minute. I need to tick this off actually. So it can load. Okay. Oh look, there's Garrosh. And Crowish. Okay.
And more importantly, what are those scourge fiends doing here? You will serve the
So glad
Horde,
you could make it.
or be crushed beneath it.
With the death of the Lich King, many of the more intelligent Scourge became unemployed. Those fiends, as you so delicately put it, are called Valkyr. They are under my command now. And they are part of the reason that I asked to see you.
Get on with it, Sylvanas.
Very well, War Chief. I have solved the plight of the Forsaken. As a race, we Forsaken are unable to procreate. With the aid of the Valkyr, we are now and create new Forsaken. Agatha, show the War Chief.
Well, our healer's not abandoning us. Okay, so I'll probably just skip over that before the next video because... Alright, Wailing Caverns.
Goddess.
Is this the same guy? No.
I've been expecting
Easy start to the dungeon. A bit early there. Tap that on. Hopefully this will die a bit quicker. There we go. And everyone looking to loot the greys, that I'm trying not to. Right, bring that one down the ground. Oop. Pulled. Immune. Are you immune? Yep, easy enough. Oh, we're going. Yeah, we are going this way. I tend just to follow the tanks sometimes. Oh dear.
None can stand against the Serpent Lords.
Come on. There we go, that's easy. So throw just a couple of unstable inflictions on them. Yeah, so it looks like agony is currently capped at 6 for me. Is that usual? Got to 15. Was that a recent nerf? So currently, yep. Oh, goodness. That's much better than plus 1 stab. They did just drop down, right? No? Oh. Yeah, they did. For the sake of it, really. I forgot I actually do need to pick up these plants. Oh, okay. It's another person just there. I'm very curious to know if there was the kind of creaky noise from my headset just because I smiled. That would be cute. I mean, these aren't lasting. That's it. Go.
It's locked. It's locked. It's locked. It's locked.
Okay. Both of them? I think both were sparkling there. And one thing I'm quite looking forward to is getting not on that. Seal of Corruption. That should spread stuff about, I believe. I actually can equip that as well. Good. Where is it? There it is. 30. Embed a demon seed in the enemy target. It will explode after 16.8 seconds, dealing 203 shadow damage to all enemies within 10 yards and applying corruption to them. Seed will detonate early if the target is hit by other detonations or takes 294 damage from your spells. So that is good. That makes it so much easier to just floor a large amount of enemies. There we go. And I'm asleep now. Oh, dears. No mana. Ah, sleep. This is where I will try and just throw all the damage out. You're running up the wall. Yes, so this is once you get into the rotation and you're starting to actually pump out some real damage and things aren't falling over as quickly, it's entertaining being an Affliction Lock. And Burning Rush comes at 75. Oof. Oh well, so that'll be an entertaining thing at least, because I will, from level 71 to 73, depending on my strength, I'm assuming because I have self-heals, that'll be 71. I'll be leveling in Kara, and I'll be going into the basement section with all the animals, and I'll just be killing them. Oh, we're in a boss fight. It's not going to last long. Done like 20% of its health. Oh, 3, okay. Just gonna chew through its health pool then. no unstable affliction though. Just throw it on. Which, not necessary. I took too long there. That's actually, in a way, it's a lot better, but at the same time, I'm not going to even pick it up. Because, one, my mods are going to mess around and go, no, this is better, why would you not be wearing it? When I have Mark of the Illidari, not Mark of the Illidari, sorry, Mark of the Satyr. Hidden Satyr. So, that just deals so much damage that's not worth taking. And second of all, don't pick up what you don't need, because you don't need to get the money off of it. And besides, a level or two and my heirloom's going to be better anyway, so it's fine. That was slightly unnecessary to recast both of them, I believe. Yeah, definitely with the amount that corruption's falling off and the fact that unstable affliction is a constant thing I've got to juggle. Having corruption be something that I just throw in and don't need to worry about until it's dead is exactly what I'm after right now. I don't want too much to juggle when there's so many other things that I will end up juggling. Do that to you. You, I'm going to take a moment, so I'm going to throw it on, why not? Oh, you don't. Okay. Straight to the tank, who should hopefully. By default would do AoE the moment before that, but that's fine. There we go. No harm, no foul. Tank didn't pick this stuff up. You. Done. Is that how we plant? I do need one more. That's fine. Keep going. Plenty more to bring down. Oh, one in. Yeah, the tank's saying focus one. Okay. Bit of a lucky dip, but okay. There's a wee plant. I don't know who else needs it. Oh, two other people need it. Which is why they're chasing it. Well, maybe that's not what they're doing. The tank, well on his way out of here. I suppose it's a mark of a good tank, is being able to know when I've got enough aggro so that everyone else can just deal with it as I wander on to the next trash pack. At the same time, we're not the speediest group, so long as he doesn't range the healer, then that's fine. Right, now, if that goes away, I'm going to put it up in the corner so that you can still see the DPS list. we've got just this last boss to do then. That's part of the bonus objectives. Don't let that drop off. There we go. Oh, congrats to someone. I think the tank actually. Do the jump, don't mess it up. It's not that difficult a jump. There we go, that's who we're after. And then Lord Serpentis. Uh-huh. Oh. No, you. Okay. Oh, this is actually the last boss here. Confused me. I feel like that's a reference to something, but whatever it was, it's gone. So, okay, that's fine. Oh man. That's alright. This tank waits for no one. It is quite difficult to juggle all this stuff in your head. Sometimes. Just because it's non-stop. I don't need that. Okay, 2 capes. In fact, no, I've also learned them, so it's fine. We can truck on this away. So I'm probably going to end up level 19. By the end of this video, totally blank for a moment that this is the way to go. I believe I didn't need that. Nope, did not need that. So, of course, being down here instead of up where I usually am in the top corner, I'm in the bottom corner. It means there's actually stuff here you can see. So that's what Haunt is. Ghostly Soul haunts the target. Oh my goodness me. Haunts the target, dealing 591 at this point. Shadow damage. Oh, well, that was unnecessary. Increases damage dealt to target by 15% for 10 seconds. If the target dies, Haunt's cooldown is reset. It's good in theory, but it doesn't hold up to the other 2 options. Writhe and Agony, great for when there's a lot of content that you're doing. Well, I'll rephrase that. Content that will probably last a wee while, the sort of stuff that is relevant to your level, But if you outgear, oh, there we go. There we go. That's a bit better. Push my damage up a bit higher there. But yes, if it's content that you outgear, it's not so useful as a result. Because things are going to fall down before you reach 15 stacks. So, now is that a recent nerf? Because I'm sure it goes up to 10. Last video I did, and then the talent would take it to 20. Must be a nerf. But Malefic Grasp just increases your dots by 25%. That's when stuff is relevant to you. It's irrelevant to you, such as leveling. That's what you go for, because it's just so so easy for things to fall over already. You just want it to do it faster. Go. But the incredible burst, because I have a bit of ramp time, but the incredible burst that you can see from enhancement shamans is not to be sniffed at right now. And I hear tell that in late game content and your mythic pluses, that's where they're going to get outshined by something else, especially at the moment. Windwalker monks. Don't ask China that, because China seems to just go for any old thing. But Windwalker monks, if you're in the North America or the EU and you're watching the Mythic Plus Invitational that's on right now, so you'll see another one this weekend. We've just had China last weekend. You'll see a lot of Windwalker monks apparently cropping up. Now I am actually going to turn on a light because it's actually getting a little bit late in the day. That's an interesting brightness off in the corner for me. Okay, so we're just waiting for the RP. I'm level 19. There's a chance with the final boss that's just now. That's that checked off. That's RP pretty much finished. We're going to have, there we go, our first spawns. When, there we go, the tank spotted the one over there. No, it was actually the shaman who spotted it. And we should get a big chunk. Should get a big chunk of experience for doing that, and then we've got the 3 quests. So maybe, just maybe, I can reach level 20 by the end of the video. I was planning this to be a much shorter one, but we're nearly at an hour. And I think I'm going to have to stick with the majority of that. It's going to be very low number of edits. We're just looking for coughing at this point. Oh, line of sight. Might as well just train. They don't last long enough. Nothing interesting there. RP takes forever. There we go, this is the boss. Throw some real damage out now. Drain. Interesting that it just dropped off there. that gives me Wailing Caverns. I am going to get it. And nope, nothing interesting. I am going to quickly teleport out and in. Fingers crossed quickly. There we are, that's more like it. So that's going to keep going. That's fine. It basically pauses it on me. I am back at the start of the instance. I get a random robe, which I'm never going to wear. So, level 20. There we go. And I can safely leave the instance. Now, this is where it gets interesting. I am not sure if I need to go back and do... No, in fact, I won't need to.
I serve the Horde.
Watch your clever mouth, bitch.
Oh, I just learn it. I don't even need to buy it.
Stay
Oh.
behind and make sure the Banshee Queen is well guarded. I will be expecting a full report when next we meet. Remember, Sylvanas, eventually we all have to stand before our Maker and face judgment. Your day may come sooner than others.
So, you know, that's fine, Sylvanas.
Where is that ogre-headed buffoon?
And then someone else starts it. Okay. That's interesting. Oh, there's
Speak, friend.
Hillsbrad. Okay, I can ignore that. I would quite like to do Hillsbrad again. I've only done that once, very long time ago, actually. Now that I think about it, and that was it. Entertaining. It's probably top 3, if not the top remade zone. I think that's what that'll do. Zone will do. It's one of the best. Frequently voted so, and I'd quite like to show people that one. That you need to be level 15, so we're already there. And looking down here, Stranglethorn Vale, and then 25, and then 30 for the Cape. So Northern Stranglethorn is where I'd like to go, but I'm not sure I'll do that immediately after Silverpine and Hillsbrad, though I might have reached the point where it's fine. And you start from Gongol, I believe. Yeah. Let's pick up Hillsbrad. I will finish off Silverpine first. But that's me. I am going to hit stop on this recording. That's my first 2 dungeons done. Very entertaining. Warlocks aren't messing around. Single target, especially at the moment, but you do get some really nice cleave later on. Yeah, let's do demonic circle for that one. But anyway, I'm looking far ahead there. Yeah, entertained so far. Willing to keep going. I'm quite excited to see some other areas of the game coming up, but I'm sticking with my tried and tested at the moment. I have already done Ashara. I've heard good things about Stone Talon. If you're interested in Garrosh as a character, no, but nice try. Yeah, I want to know a bit more about him. I want to see a bit more of the troll stuff. Actually, is going to be a very interesting thing to see with the build up towards Battle for Azeroth and to the introduction of the Zandalari trolls on the Horde side, because there's a lot of things in Mists of Pandaria that set them up as antagonists. So having a background to that and how they shift into being allied with the Horde will be very interesting. Now, I don't believe on the Alliance side that there's much in the way of what the connection is between the Ghanaians and the Kultirans, so we'll probably be skipping over the hunt for that. So, it is what it is. So that'll do us. That was the first look at dungeons. That was another 5 levels in about an hour. So, very pleased with that. I will see you folks next time, and hope you have a wonderful day.